investigated. Hype was never questioned. Lenny Kravitz made a statement, and it was never publicized. She was unconscious. She didn't choose to get on that plane. There were phone calls made. There are witnesses who signed NDAs. Why would you need to sign a non-disclosure agreement about a plane crash and what happened leading up to it? Please, someone answer that.
Do you feel like
why the fuck would you need to sign? A nigga don't ask about a plane crash if it was accidental.
Do you feel like...
Riddle me that. Riddle me that. Work with me here in this moment.
And I'm going to ask you.
A plane crash should be accidental.
Should be.
Why would any testimony about what happened leading up to it need to be covered under a non-disclosure agreement if there wasn't?
I've employed his children and we've avoided direct conflicts. It's simply rivalry and comments made toward peers during heated moments. It escalates to a level where it turns confrontational. He mentions, "You'll discover my approach," which sounds like a lawyer aiming for dispute, not a promoter avoiding it, correct? Once entering the recording space with a narrow entry and folks like those around were present, I thought, listen up, seize this opportunity now. Release plenty of tracks since 50 is plotting privately. Insiders report 50 Cent urged the release of videos and accounts he asserts link JayZ to disturbing behaviors linked to Diddy.
Was a money pit.
Question?
And JayZ got 10 free videos out of Williams.
And Jaguar
enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who was a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who was a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a JayZ victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know.
Not vague rumors, but specific charges implying awareness, possible involvement, and attempts to suppress facts. Instead of withdrawing or easing up, 50 remained resolute, subsequently affirming the content's authenticity and his control over it. He refused to retract, stayed consistent, and emphasized the videos are genuine and held by him. Clearly, 50, your strategy suggests more exists. Is there additional material you've kept hidden? Absolutely. Not all could fit since it was limited to 4 parts. So much was available. Those close to the situation indicate the video's true impact lies in what they purportedly reveal, that JayZ knew dubious events occurred nearby and chose not to intervene. Worse yet, they suggest he might have profited from remaining mute as others endured harm. If validated, this could extend past bad choices into grave legal issues. The lingering mystery is the extent. How many individuals were impacted? How many sufferers? None for that one. How numerous? How many sufferers might exist overall? thousands upon thousands. I've spoken with hundreds personally and continue handling cases. I currently represent 3 sufferers ready to testify regarding not just Mr. Carter's actions against them, but his spouse, too. They're a vile duo. They engage in foul deeds. Gene Deal, once Diddy's protector, bolstered the story by stating JayZ and Diddy shared a bond closer than JayZ's legal team later depicted, not distant colleagues or casual allies, but intimate enough to grasp private occurrences. This context explains why talks of major legal dangers arose. The charges implied JayZ overlooked warnings he supposedly knew, supposedly stayed silent, and those around reportedly faced persuasion or coercion to conceal matters. If substantiated, it might involve obstruction or organized cover-ups. When Jaguar Wright repeated comparable assertions in open talks, those sessions vanished swiftly from various sites. She persisted regardless. Soon after, her child was fatally shot in an incident, a devastating loss that some note, though emphasizing no confirmed or official connection to her words exists. Perished due to being my offspring. He was aimed at because he's mine. He was nearing completion of his music project. I acquired assets in Philadelphia for him to avoid label deals, knowing the risks. He trained at Rock Nation, and they sought to trade me for him. I foresaw his end at age 19, relocated us to avert it, block it, dodge it. They claimed him still to demonstrate the penalty. Giovanni, his passing fuels my mission. Segments allegedly disappeared, dialogues supposedly erased, and a similar trend of discrete elimination reportedly affected the film as well. Currently, the tale reemerges with assertions that 50 Cent is delving into history and elevating Jaguar Wright to openly re-examine what she terms an extensive record of grave wrongdoing. Among her boldest statements are inquiries about Aaliyah's demise, not as established truth, but as issues she maintains were inadequately probed. When Wright addresses Aaliyah, she repeatedly stresses a key issue. Why lacked a complete, open inquiry, not restricted, not dismissed, but in her opinion, never deeply explored as such a calamity warranted. It remained unexamined. Hype faced no interrogation. Winnie Kravitz issued a declaration, and it stayed unpublished. She lacked consciousness. She never opted to board that aircraft. Communications occurred. Witnesses agreed to secrecy pacts. Why require a secrecy deal concerning an aviation incident and its prelude? Please clarify that. Do you sense as I do? Why the heck would a secrecy pact be needed for an unintentional crash? Riddle me this. Collaborate here now. And I'll pose, an aviation incident ought to be unintentional, should be. Why would accounts of preludes need secrecy coverage if no foul play? From her standpoint, secrecy pacts aren't for discretion. They're instruments deployed when aiming to seal realities. Jaguar Wright contends over 25 secrecy deals were discreetly executed and compensated post Aaliyah's demise. She asserts those pacts aimed to mouth observations, knowledge, and alleged events prior to takeoff. That's why she reverts to one term, why. And it's then, pressing that inquiry fiercer, she introduces JayZ's name into the dialogue. Carter, now query, why necessitate secrecy deals for a mishap? Hey, over 25 secrecy agreements were compensated and documented concerning that lovely girl's passing and all others aboard. What the heck? What would prompt a secrecy demand for that? And Diddy's height, William's spheres, gut was a cash drain. That and JayZ received 10 complimentary clips in Jaguar Own Look. None occurred randomly. She thinks sway was traded, silence rewarded, and informed parties monetarily motivated to hush. Per her view, that's why JayZ's name seldom surfaces in open talks around Aaliyah's exit. Sean Carter bears blame for directing Hype Williams to place Aaliyah on a defective craft to eliminate her as retribution for spurning him and to elevate Beyoncé, who struggled. Suppose allegedly that transpired. Now consider 106 in Park with Mary J. Blige free, a sufferer of Sean Carter, Mary J. Blige a sufferer of Sean Combs, seated discussing Aaliyah's exit among themselves. Ponder that. A Diddy sufferer, a JayZ sufferer, and an icon vanished. They understood the events, yet compelled to converse as if ignorant of culprits. Jaguar Wright's stance is direct and heavy. She posits if Aaliyah's exit was purely tragic mishap, no basis for rigid quiet, legal curbs, or noted monetary resolutions afterward. She directs to JayZ's swift ascent in ensuing years, beside vanishing public probes, as cause she deems his identity merits genuine review. Post-deaths of Tupac and Biggie, rap's pinnacle contest shrank mainly between Nas and JayZ, and per her view, that instant signaled a pivot where all favored JayZ. She asserts Nas gradually receded and dimmed from spotlight, while JayZ ascended via each launch and venture until his supremacy turned inescapable. In that era, JayZ partnered tightly with R. Kelly via various tracks and performances, and Jaguar contends both held links in Aaliyah's group. Per her, these weren't isolated roots intersecting coincidentally, but interwoven bonds in a profoundly connected sector realm. Observed JayZ working with R. Kelly and crafting numerous tunes jointly. They produced those tunes together. Both mistreated Aaliyah, shared immense similarities, then a rift. And it's as if erased. Who discusses best of both worlds? Best of both worlds. No one mentions that. No one addresses this mess. No one covers that endeavor. Swept it neatly aside. Why? Yeah, we understand why. You know what? Better inquiry. Yeah. How prized is a Biggie Small line? Yeah. Folks Puffy profited from Biggie's legacy longer than Biggie lived. Folks overlook he hadn't reached 25, still 24 at death. Over 25 years passed. Heck, Puffy earned from that youth's legacy longer than his lifespan. It funded all that youth. His collection, evidently a Biggie Small line, highly prized. Am I mistaken? Anyone oppose? No. Facts. No. So then, what the heck occurred to the commission? What befell that collection, right? Recorded, mixing and mastering at Biggie's demise, slated for summer post Biggie's release, because Biggie's due a week and a half pre-death, then commissioned to follow as his bad boy departure and own firm launch. So explain, and this ain't rudeness, I believe all-knowing Sean Carter know he eliminates anyone in any bond. She further spotlights what she sees as JayZ's habit of distancing from key allies who boosted him initially. Do you sense as I do? Why the heck would a secrecy pact be needed for an unintended crash? Riddle me this. Collaborate here now, and I'll pose. An aviation incident ought to be unintentional. Should be. Why would accounts of preludes need secrecy coverage if no foul play? From her standpoint, secrecy pacts aren't for discretion, they're instruments deployed when aiming to seal realities. Jaguar Wright contends over 25 secrecy deals were discreetly executed and compensated post Aaliyah's demise. She asserts those pacts aimed to mute observations, knowledge, and alleged events prior to takeoff. That's why she reverts to one term, why. And it's then, pressing that inquiry fiercer, she introduces JayZ's identity into the dialogue. Carter, now query, why necessitate secrecy deals for a mishap? Hey, over 25 secrecy agreements were compensated and documented concerning that lovely girl's passing and all others aboard. What the heck? What would prompt a secrecy demand for that? And Diddy's height, Williams' fears. Gut was a cash drain. That and JayZ received 10 complimentary clips in Jaguar's Outlook. None occurred randomly. She thinks sway was traded, quiet rewarded, and informed parties monetarily motivated to hush. Per her view, that's why JayZ's identity seldom surfaces in open talks around Aaliyah's exit. Sean Carter bears blame for directing Height Williams to place Aaliyah on a defective craft to eliminate her as retribution for spurning him and to elevate Beyoncé, who struggled. Suppose allegedly that transpired. Now consider 106 in Park with Mary J. Blige, Free, a sufferer of Sean Carter, Mary J. Blige, a sufferer of Sean Combs, seated discussing Aaliyah's exit among themselves. Ponder that. A Diddy sufferer, a JayZ sufferer, and an icon vanished. They understood the events, yet compelled to converse as if ignorant of culprits. Jaguar Wright's stance is direct and heavy. She posits if Aaliyah's exit was purely tragic mishap, no basis for rigid quiet, legal curbs, or noted monetary resolutions afterward. She directs to JayZ's swift ascent in ensuing years, beside vanishing public probes as cause she deems his identity merits genuine review. Post-deaths of Tupac and Biggie, rap's pinnacle contest shrank mainly to Nas and JayZ, and per her view, that instant signaled a pivot where all favored JayZ. She asserts Nas gradually receded and dimmed from spotlight, while JayZ ascended via each launch and venture till his supremacy turned inescapable. In that era, JayZ partnered tightly with R. Kelly via various tracks and performances, and Jaguar contends both held links in Aaliyah's group. Per her, these weren't isolated routes intersecting coincidentally, but interwoven bonds in a profoundly linked sector, realm. Observed JayZ laboring with R. Kelly and crafting numerous tunes jointly. You know they produced those tunes together. Both mistreated Aaliyah, shared immense similarities, then a rift, and it's as if erased. Who discusses best of both realms? Best of both realms? No one mentions that. No one addresses this mess. No one covers that endeavor. Swept it neatly aside. Why? Yeah, we understand why. You know what? Better inquiry. Yeah, how prized is a Biggie Smalls line? Yeah, folks Puffy profited from Biggie's legacy longer than Biggie lived. Folks overlook he hadn't reached 25, still 24 at death. Over 25 years passed. Heck, Puffy earned from that youth's legacy longer than his lifespan. It funded all that youth. His collection, evidently, a Biggie Smalls line. Highly prized. Am I mistaken? Anyone oppose? No. Facts. No. So then what heck occurred to the commission? What befell that collection, right? Recorded, mixing and mastering at Biggie's demise, slated for summer post Biggie's release, cause Biggie's due a week and a half pre-death, then commissioned to follow as his bad boy departure and own firm launch. So explain, and this ain't rudeness, I believe all-knowing Sean Carter know he eliminates anyone in any bond. She further spotlights what she views as JayZ's habit of distancing from pivotal allies who boosted him initially. Citing Dame Dash as prime case, she posits their alliance's breakdown wasn't mere commerce rift, but deliberate step, revealing JayZ's resolve to claim authority, unify command, and protect his growing domain, even if severing bonds with former comrades. If attempting to vend something him that him and his counsel Alex Shapiro filing bogus suit on me, like devaluing my sale items, but or even to vending Rockaware for $400 million or so, I'd earn $40 million, and just pre-Tommy Hilliger inks, he declares he's not with Rockaware, only with as-do Carter the entire up. And I sense he acted solely because I'd earned $40 million, like he can't tolerate me profiting from them. Each time big paycheck possible, he intervenes and deliberately ruins every time. Hearken, inquire not me, inquire sector remainder, that's why I distanced. I mean, one cause, like Jay, I like how I'd view he, if comparable to Figure now, I'd claim he's penguin-like, ruthless that way with pals or helpers. Least How Ow then circles back to Aaliyah, noting her exit coincided with multiple key paths altering simultaneously. She notes post-event JayZ's clout and prominence expanded as others faded gradually. To her, years observing Sector render patterns unignorable, and she posits through each dispute and shift, identical identities surfaced unscathed as others declined. Aaliyah perished, then they introduced Rich Harrison, and observe now, she enjoyed posing with him for page 6 shots. Aaliyah didn't. She loved Dame, and Aaliyah's absent. And you must query, after long in this trade, if somewhat smart, when query how fortunate some folks remain, right? Truly conspiracy if identical individual profits repeatedly from identical tragedy type, again and again? So answering your inquiry, certain he's eternally billionaire and certain grand events await. Mean observe NFL position, linking pals to halftime slots. Mean ponder halftime slots. Jennifer Lopez, Shakira, all Rock Nation. Now, Rihanna, then, LA event, course involved. Then drew Mary J. Blige for, ensure she earned for Kindle. And that entire instant, but all he does uses pals and folks he messed with, or at least folks signing his secrecy pacts, he secures them Super Bowl slot. So, he handles various matters, and I don't resent him, just if must perform his done acts to attain position, then heck it. Jaguar Wright additionally voices worries on what she labels enduring theme with JayZ and young performers, citing Rihanna as a notable instance. She asserts upon Rihanna's music entry, she remained underage, yet handled akin to market product over adolescent, requiring framework and protection. Per Wright, influential people in JayZ's network played key in citying Rihanna in elite sector venues, secluded assemblies, and settings she deems inappropriate for her years. She frames this not as a fluke, but intentional trend she states mirrors backstage youth talent management. Wright detailed Rihanna was sold to JayZ aged 16. She detailed super suspicious Rihanna arrived America solo at 16, sans guardian oversight, and auditioned JayZ at 3 a.m. She contended Rihanna's father received $500,000 payment for permitting. She contended as abrupt, Rihanna must have flown private to Barbados, America, sans visa and parents absent for flight. And Rihanna detailed how JayZ refused her exit until contract signed and label confined her office until 3 a.m. You've experienced major shifts post Def Jam signing. Share biggest shifts from St. Michael's, Barbados to now superstar. Well, one surely separating from pals and kin after upbringing near mom and all pals 17 years, then relocating big city sans anyone, 'cause all kin and pals remain Barbados. So post-relocate big city with, basically strangers, toughest initial cope. Lonely occasionally? Wasn't lonely, but truly miss kin and pals. And many speculated years on Rihanna 'cause folks deemed super odd. Right pre-JayZ signed Rihanna, he labored heavily with 16-year Tierra Marie, signed Def Jam by L.A. Reid. And post-time, rumors spread everywhere that Tierra Marie and Rihanna clashed because Rihanna's path soared and Tierra Marie dropped from Def Jam. And supposedly, Tierra Marie is Jane Doe suing Diddy and L.A. Reid for essay aged 16 merely. Jonathan Hay, public relations worker that era, mirrors story portions via own encounters. He remembers many near Rihanna presumed older, and she routinely entered clubs and top sector settings needing age proof. Per him, not until one night unable to show ID, folks realized mere 17. Jaguar Wright contends by then, harm completed. She asserts Rihanna's initial crew, those she thinks protective and stable, gradually sidelined and substituted new oversight, while concern raisers quietly opportunity lost. Almost blackballed. Oh no, fully blackballed. They avoided saying blackballed. Just jobs once easy, suddenly others. New path. Restaurants once dined, always booked, table unavailable. It's exclusion. Yeah, precisely. So exclusion. Then known folks start back-talking, unlike before, and suddenly career rises. It's societal manipulation. And tragic is every rapper you said screwed you, also government snitch. Yeah. Why think chance versus them when all acts government overlooks seems untouchable